Boy, it's been a minute since I made any type of video for this channel. And a lot of shit has happened since I did that. Will Smith lost his damn mind and slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, and a whole bunch of other shit happened. I'll just try to keep it nerdy, keep it to this comic book shit or this comic book movie shit. I see that the wonderful Snyder fans are still at it. And at this point, this shit is sad, y'all. Like this shit is beyond sad. Like y'all motherfuckers are really just making yourselves out to be the worst fucking people. And I probably would sit back and just have a nice chuckle at it. I mean, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I laugh at you motherfuckers, but I would probably have more of a a heartfelt chuckle if it wasn't so damn sad. Like you guys do all of this toxic ass harassment shit, and then as soon as somebody says something about you, or you think somebody's saying something about you, now you're the victim. Now it's, oh, they're always hating on us and they come at us and we're just defending ourselves. Like, no, the fuck they don't. Nobody gives two fucks about you. The only time you come up in the conversation, I mean, think about it. Think about it. Nobody talks about you guys in a positive light, except for those rare occasions that Zack Snyder's bitch ass will come out and say something like, "Oh, my fans, I just love how you donated to charity," or like some of the actors whose asses that you kiss who don't have no fucking career. Let's be honest, like Ray Fisher, and I don't even know the guy that they picked to play Green Lantern that he filmed in the driveway. I call him Great Value Green Lantern, but y'all, that's it. Y'all latch on to these people because they actually give you guys some kind of attention, but everybody else calls you for what you are, just a bunch of toxic ass crybabies. And like I said, I would have more of a chuckle about it if you guys weren't also trying to paint yourself as victims. Like you can't go on harassment campaigns and then turn around and be like, "Oh, well, why won't they give us what we want?" That doesn't make any fucking sense. But y'all do it anyway. And then to continue this shit for as long as you guys have, like, I mean, think about it. You guys have been wasting years spamming hashtags, harassing people, and just being hateful little bitches. And you still didn't get anything that you want. I mean, I guess you got the Snyder cut, but to be perfectly honest with you, Warner Brothers used y'all, man. They used y'all's little spam campaign, and they knew how thirsty you were for the shit, so they used that to try to get HBO Max subscribers. Okay, now all you people that's going around, I'm talking about for Snyder fans and people that don't like Snyder, you guys going around sharing whatever the view list was, and oh, this was the most watched. They haven't released that information. So for you guys going on and on about it, I'm just going to let you guys know now, they haven't released it. But all you have to do, and this is what I tell people, whether whatever comic book franchise, sci-fi franchise, whatever it is you're into, go outside and talk to actual people. You will find that the general audience doesn't give two shits about none of this stuff. They're not invested in behind the scenes squabbles between a producer and an actor, or who changed the script, or none of that. They don't give two fucks about none of that. All they care about is when they go to the theater, are they entertained? That's it. That's it. And the hard fact that a lot of you guys just couldn't seem to fathom was that not everybody loves Snyder's movies the way you guys do. And here's the thing, I troll a lot, right? But I only troll people that need to be trolled. If you are a Zack Snyder fan and you're going on and on about how much, you just love these movies and they changed your life, and, I wish he got to continue his vision and all this other stuff, I'm not about to come at you sideways and be like, man, fuck Zack Snyder and fuck you and fuck your mama. Like, I'm not about to do all that type of shit. But if you cannot sit up there and show your admiration or whatever the fuck, your infatuation, your worship of Zack Snyder, without shitting on everything else that existed or harassing other people, especially these actors and producers. Like, I don't know who y'all thought it was going to work on, but you're not going to sit up there and just keep calling somebody out of their name and going on these damn slander and libel campaigns, and then turn around and be like, oh, and by the way, can you give us these movies that we've been spamming hashtags about? That's not how it worked. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm glad James Gunn has been coming out saying the things that he said. You guys have been twisting it all around like he's upsetting the fandom and he's pissing us all off. No, he's not. The fandom is fine. It's you cultists who are mad. Like the average fan doesn't give two fucks. Think about this, man. The average fan, again, they don't pay attention to this behind the scenes drama shit. They don't give two fucks about Henry Cavill not playing Superman anymore. You know why? Because the man hasn't had a Superman movie in 9 years. All right, we're going on a decade since Man of Steel came out, and he hasn't had a follow-up movie. He had a chance to, and that's you guys always Warner Brothers fucked it up, and Warner Brothers was meddling, and no, Zack Snyder got to make the movie that he wanted to make. He chose to just focus on his Ayn Rand shit and focus on his Dark Knight Returns murderous Batman infatuation that he has, and he made the shit that we got. And them extra 30 minutes that they cut did not change anything. It is still a stupid fucking movie. Okay, it's rushed as fuck. He tried to cram too much shit in there. And if he felt so compelled, like Warner Brothers was just screwing him, he didn't have to finish the shit. He didn't have to accept the job. He didn't. It would suck. I know if I had came out and directed Man of Steel and they said, okay, it's time to do the sequel, and then they wanted me to add a bunch of shit that I didn't want to add, I just wouldn't fucking do the movie. He did anyway, and it was panned. It's universally panned. That's what you guys need to understand. Again, the general audience decided they don't like that shit. And all them people went to go see it opening week because it's fucking Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman in the same movie, live action for the first time ever. So people, yes, were excited to see it. And there was no way that the hype, it was no way it was going to live up to the hype. There was no way it was going to happen. But they tried their best and it just didn't succeed. And Suicide Squad followed that up by being mediocre. And the Justice League, whether you want to blame Josh Whedon, WB, some boogeyman, whoever, that shit sucked. Now, the Snyder cut is leaps and bounds better than the theatrical version, but it's still bad. It is not this just for again, this is all subjective. You can love it as much as you can. But if somebody comes out and tells you, I didn't like it that much, you have shit taste in movies, and you just want to hear jokes, and you just want this, and the MCU, and Zack Snyder's such a visionary, and his colors and cinema. Like, bro, I don't need to hear all that shit just because I say I don't like a movie. Okay? There's lots of movies that I didn't care for. But their fans aren't coming at all of us screaming at us because we didn't like it. Okay? I'm pretty sure that Halle Berry's Catwoman movie has some fans out there. But you don't see these motherfuckers harassing people with hashtags talking about restore the Halle Berry verse. You don't see that shit. Because they understand that the general public just didn't like it. But here you crybaby ass motherfuckers is just beyond help. You're beyond reproach. And again, I like what James Gunn is doing. He's being transparent. He's letting us know, hey, this isn't true. Hey, that is true. Hey, this is what we might be planning on doing. I'm going to present this. He's letting us in. When's the last time a fucking Warner Brothers executive did that? For real. When is the last time they came out and was just letting us know different things that was going on? It hasn't happened. Now that they actually have a studio just for DC properties, now they can try to do that and be more transparent and let us know. And for the most part, we're all happy. The only people, and y'all can sit up there and say, we're not the minority, which is another thing, which is fucking stupid. He came out and said a minority of people that are being toxic and abusive and hateful and name calling and things of that nature. He said there's a minority of people that are doing that. You crazy, deranged, unhinged motherfuckers automatically assumed he was talking about you. Now, isn't that very telling? Isn't that very telling that that is the first place your mind goes to? He's talking about us. He didn't mention you guys. He said nothing about Snyder. He said nothing about hashtags. He said nothing. All he said was a small minority of people who are out there being shitheads. That's all he said. Okay, there's a minority of people out there being punk ass bitches, and if your mind automatically thinks he's talking about me, then he probably is, because you probably are the punk ass bitches out here just being hateful because you didn't get your way. And motherfuckers have been telling you guys for years that that shit was not coming back. It didn't make any sense for it to come back. The majority of the people just flat out don't fucking like it. And then on top of it, you started your universe off in the hole any damn way. Because you got Batman at 50 years old and you got Superman at like 30. And then Superman dies in his second movie. And then he's just dead. And then you bring him back in Justice League. And that's another thing too. The Whedon cut and the Snyder cut had the same fucking plot. Y'all keep trying to make it seem like he went out and directed an entirely different movie. He didn't. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. So I get it that you're mad because you didn't get your way. That's fine. It's human nature to be a little disappointed. But you guys take it to the next level. And I'm just glad that you're just comic book nerds who ain't gonna do shit. You're not gonna do anything. Like most of y'all, some little punk ass bitches who just complain on Twitter all day. Nobody's physically scared of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I am happy because the level of delusion and unhinged that you guys appear to be on a daily fucking basis, you need to be fucking locked up. Like, I'm for real. Like, y'all motherfuckers is just beyond help. So I'm glad the Snyderverse is dead. I'm glad that y'all ain't getting shit because y'all don't deserve shit because y'all some little bitches. And for all of your public celebrity ringleaders out here who just gassing y'all up, like I seen one motherfucker called him he called him Kanye Fisher, and that's what I'm gonna start calling this motherfucker, Kanye Fisher. This motherfucker is the biggest bitch of them all. This motherfucker really hopped on Twitter. He really hopped his emotional crybaby ass on Twitter for the better part of 2 years to just I was abused in Walter Hamada. He always makes up some new motherfucker that's just did him so fucking dirty. Like, bruh, you said Josh Whedon is the one who was unprofessional and abusive and all this other shit. And I think that the world can pretty much agree that Josh Whedon ain't shit. He ain't shit. Fuck Josh Whedon. Fuck him. So any accusations thrown his way, fuck it, I'll rock with you. But it went beyond just Josh Whedon. Now it's every fucking body. And I don't think it ain't lost on us that every fucking body that that Kanye Fisher seems to go after is always somebody who is in the way of Zack making this mythical comeback to direct more DC movies. Like, we don't see that he's sending Zack bitch ass Snyder is sending Kanye Fisher's crybaby ass to Twitter to fight his battles for him. So Zack can sit back and still look like, oh, I'm a nice guy, and I know Zack ain't shit. Zack's a bitch, and I'm glad you. And that's another thing too. This motherfucker is regulated to only being able to do shit on Netflix. Ain't no studio taking no chance with him. Think about it. No Universal, damn sure no Warner Brothers, no Disney, no Sony. Nobody is taking a chance and letting Zack Snyder direct shit for them. You know why? Because his movies fucking flop. That's why. So that's why he has to make direct to Netflix shit. And I'm glad he's doing that. And I hope that you psychopaths go over to Netflix. But the funniest thing about it is Netflix is going to learn their lesson too. Because the moment that reality sinks in and y'all find out that Zack Snyder shit is not more popular than A Stranger Things, or what's the shit with the Harry and Meghan, or Cobra Kai, or any of that shit, Sandman, it's not more popular than any of those things. So once those things start getting promoted as, this is the number one movie on Netflix, this is the number one this on Netflix, y'all gonna start hashtagging that shit too and start attacking them. And the moment the Netflix says no to Zack Snyder on something, once again, you're gonna start your hashtag harassment bullshit. And you know I'm telling the truth. So that's why, like I said, I don't give two fucks about y'all. I was actually sympathetic to y'all to a certain extent because I'm looking at it like they just have passion for some shit that they like. No, that is not passion. That's borderline criminal fucking behavior. Because none of you bitch ass motherfuckers would say any of this shit to somebody's face, which go neither here or there, because it is Twitter, and that's true for a lot of people. That's true for YouTube and all that. People will say shit, post shit, but nobody's ever gonna say anything to anybody's face. That's fine, fair enough. But you know it's true. So, again, keep spamming your hashtags. Keep hating on James Gunn and calling him out of his name. At the end of the day, you still didn't get what you want. You're still on the outside looking in. And this whack-ass director that you worship can only make... Basically, if this was back in the day, it would have been direct-to-DVD movies. Direct-to-VHS movies. This would be a Lifetime movie. A USA movie. It's not going to be anything in theaters. Nobody cares about his shit but y'all. Again, talk to somebody outside. Go and ask somebody. Go to the mall. Leave your house. Touch some fucking grass. Go out and ask someone, hey, how do you feel about Kanye Fisher and Walter Hamada? They're going to look at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, how do you feel about what Warner Brothers did to Zack Snyder's cut of his movie? Again, they ain't going to know what the fuck you're talking about, nor will they care. As soon as you say, Zack Snyder's Justice League, oh, that shit that was on HBO, yeah. I mean, it was cool. It was just long as fuck. I didn't, you know, that's what those are the type of answers that you're gonna get. You're not gonna get this. Oh my god, the cinematography and the colors, and no one understands these characters like Zack Snyder. No one's gonna say that shit. That's what I'm saying. Nobody cares about that but y'all. So fuck Zack Snyder, fuck his movies, fuck Kanye Fisher, and fuck y'all hashtag groupies. I'm not worried about y'all. Cause all the fuck y'all do is just sit there and cry and cry and fucking cry. Like that's it. And you still didn't get what the fuck you wanted. Now y'all are just out here trying to be the most horrible fucking people that you can be, and you still aren't getting your way. Like these motherfuckers still ain't doing shit for you. They used you for Max subscriptions. And now then they turn around and in hindsight wish they wouldn't have done it. Y'all ain't getting no Ayer cut. And David Ayer don't even give a fuck about it no more. He's coming out telling you motherfuckers move the fuck on, and what do y'all do in the replies? He's our enemy, David. We must fight against him, David. What are you doing, David? You're betraying us, David. Like y'all have a personal stake. Like y'all are the ones who made the movie. Y'all really took that. I'm an associate producer of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Y'all let that shit run to your head. Like you actually believe that shit. You are not an executive producer, an associate producer. You're not a producer at all. You are a fan. A very misguided and delusional fan, but you are a fan. So again, I don't give a fuck if y'all keep going on with the shit. It makes me happy to know y'all ain't getting what the fuck you want. So do your boycott WB. Do your fire James Gunn. Say I'm not going to watch The Flash and Aquaman 2. And we don't fucking care. We don't fucking care. Like The Rock tried his best to get you idiots in line because he was actually trying to bring, if he couldn't bring back all of Snyder's shit, he was trying his best to bring back some of it. And what did you crybaby ass little bitches do? He doesn't have on the black suit. That's not the Hans Zimmer theme. They're betraying us. This is Flop Adam. I'm not going to see Flop Adam. And by all accounts, the movie did flop. I mean, I guess, you know, it made just under $400 million. So I guess that's how you look at it. But I guess the budget was so high that they needed a lot more than they made. I don't know. All I know is the general consensus of Black Adam is that it flopped. And this motherfucker gave you Henry Cavill back. You hadn't seen Henry Cavill in an original movie since 2017's Justice League movie, right? And he brought that back to you, but because he has a blue suit on, which I might add was his Man of Steel suit, they just actually used color. You know, that thing that Zack Snyder, that's his kryptonite, is color. They used color. And you guys could not stand it. Like I said, you always move the goalposts. When you guys were trying to get the Snyder Cut released, all of you sat there and cried and said, just give us the Snyder Cut. That's all we want. And then you can go make whatever you want, do whatever you want. Just give us the Snyder Cut. That's all we want. And the moment they gave that to you, what did you do? No, now we have to restore the whole thing. Then it turned into smear campaigns. Then y'all started harassing people. Then anything that came out from DC, you guys just automatically hated. The Suicide Squad, y'all did everything y'all could to sit up there and hate on that movie. It is a critical darling. The general audience loved it. And you can keep going on and on about the box office. The shit was released for home streaming during a pandemic on the same day it was released in theaters. And I'm sorry, maybe some of you guys, home life sucks. Maybe your TV sucks. I don't know. But I have some pretty nice shit here at my house. And I would watch a movie at home. Certain movies. Some I gotta go to the theater for. But I would much rather watch a movie from the comfort of my living room. Pause it when I feel like it. Go get something to eat. You know, do all of that good stuff, right? And that's what most people did. But if you notice, pretty much everybody who watched the movie loved it. Except for you weirdos. And so the Batman, y'all did the same thing with the Batman. Anything that comes out, y'all just run these hateful ass fucking campaigns and try to convince yourselves that those movies are bad and that only Zack Snyder shit works. No, that's not how it goes down. So again, fuck y'all, fuck Snyder, fuck Fisher, and anybody else that want to throw their hat in the ring and try to act like some kind of travesty of justice has occurred because Henry Cavill, who hasn't had a fucking Superman movie in a decade, is out because they want to go a younger route because your boy Zach fucked everything up. He created a very pigeonholed cinematic universe where the only shit that was going to work was his dark, depressing bullshit that he wanted to do. That was the only shit that was going to work. Think about it. There are people who love fucking Plastic Man. Okay? They love Plastic Man. They love Guy Gardner. They love all of these characters. It's a wide range. Everything is not just dark and cynical and murderous. There's some shit that should be fun. And nobody could get that with Zack Snyder shit. It was depressing. Superman's dead. Superman's evil. Superman's hated. Superman comes back and he's a angry zombie trying to kill the Justice League. Justice League's getting their ass kicked by Steppenwolf the whole fucking movie. Superman shows up in 5 minutes, whoops Steppenwolf's ass, movie over with. And like I said, that you can't have a cinematic universe like that. Dick Grayson, Robin's already dead. Jimmy Olsen's character's wasted on a fake ass CIA agent. And I could just go the Martian Manhunter shit that was like this. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like I said, they could have hired someone who actually knew what the fuck they were doing if they wanted a cinematic universe. If they just wanted cringy edgelord bullshit, then yeah, they got the right guy for it, Zack Snyder. And just like with his Sucker Punch and Guardians of the whatever that Owl movie's called, and a lot of his other shit, it flopped. It fucking flopped. Nobody likes it. Like in 10 years, the only people still gonna be talking about fucking Batman versus Superman are you guys, the Snyder cultists. So, anyway, I hope that you guys get a life. I really do hope that you go outside and actually talk to human beings, not just tweeting people. And you know, I would say, I hope you guys find happiness, but I don't give a fuck if you find happiness or not. I really don't. Again, I'm glad you're not getting shit. I'm glad Zack Snyder's bitch ass can only make fucking Netflix movies. I'm glad Kanye Fisher can only work in Zack Snyder productions. I mean, yeah, y'all brag about his little stage play that he's in, but nobody's going to see that stage play because of Kanye Fisher. It's just not going to happen. So, he can keep doing his little bullshit Twitter attacks against people who he feel are in the way of Zack Snyder's vision, like he tried to do with James Gunn. And James Gunn came out and ratioed the fuck out of him, and he's tried to ignore it. The same guy that's bitching about accountability over entertainment because he wants everybody under the sun to apologize to him and kiss his entitled ass. But this motherfucker can't own up to a mistake that he made. So fuck him. Like I said, I'm glad y'all ain't getting shit. I'm glad the fandom is actually winning because we're winning. Comic book fans, comic book movie fans, we always win when new shit comes out. That's the problem y'all don't understand. You're not even comic fans. You're Zack Snyder groupies. Like that's all you guys are, Zack Snyder groupies, which is the weirdest shit in the world because there are a lot better people, a lot more talented people that y'all could be groupies for. But y'all decide to be groupie for this man. That's fine. That's fine. But you keep hitching your horse to that wagon and it keeps going off the fucking cliff. So good luck in life.